I think maybe the reason I didn't get too comfortable with it was because it had a definitive time that I was going to be living there. I was only meant to live there for 6 months. So to me, it was just like the clock is winding down.
That's true. I wouldn't even put as much effort if I knew I was going to move anyway.
Exactly, right? Exactly, yeah.
All right. And so, did you do anything to help you make you feel a little more comfortable?
In which move?
This one, the one where you were for 6 months, when you weren't feeling at home. Did you do anything to make you feel more at home?
No, I just played computer games.
All right, this teenage angst, I could have said, but you were going to be 19 then.
Yeah. 19 still has teen in it.
Yeah, it does. It does. Fairly so.
What's the most stressful part about moving, in your opinion? Is it the packing? Is it the unpacking? Or is it what?
You know, like the packing and unpacking, I'm not sure if you'd relate to it, but I'm positive someone will. It's sure, like the packing and the unpacking is very, very like daunting, and you do feel the stress of it. But I do get a certain sense of anxiety if I'm very comfortable in my current situation. Because the kind of system I was staying in, when I was away and I was living by myself for all these years, you would invariably, on an average, have to move. So during those 6 years, I easily had like 4 to 5 moves.
Yeah.
Because of, more so during college, because of just how the structure is, every like 6 months to a year, your lease will run out, and then the landlord might want to they might get some family who wants to occupy the house, so they'd rather give the house, like in India, North India, they might just they prefer giving the house to a family as opposed to these bachelors who make noise and party and whatnot. So you more so like in college, there's been times where I've moved twice in a year or something. So if I'm not happy living where I am, then of course a move is more than welcome. But if I'm comfortable in my system, once I had to move, I was really happy with the house I was living in, and I was really getting along with my flatmates. We were this nice little family, but I had to move because the new job was really far from this house, and taking cabs and stuff is just not feasible to cover a distance of 20-25 kilometers every day one way.
For sure.
So it just made more sense to move.
Yeah.
So there's a certain sense of anxiety I feel when I have to move, because it's
that's what I was gonna say. The build up to the move is the most stressful part.
Even after I move, it takes me a while to feel at peace. It takes me a while to and like I said, I'm a very I take space. Some people, like I said, some people will just be happy living out of a suitcase, but I need space. If I want clothes, I want them to be hanging in a closet. And if I want to make my tea, I want to go inside the kitchen and make my tea, and not have a hot plate inside my room to make it. So things don't have to be extravagant, but there needs to be a sense of home. So there's a sense of routine and familiarity. In terms of physical spaces, this is my desk where I sit and work, and I get up and I go to the balcony to have my coffee. Just a little physical comfort that's there. So even after I move, it takes me a while to feel happy. And like I said, I just sometimes stupid things really help. Stupid little things really help. I have these ridiculous artworks which seem a little stupid now that I'm 25, but I got them when I was 20, raging. And every house I've moved to since then, they've moved with me. Sometimes they're a bit of a hassle because they weren't that expensive, but they're glass now and they're framed, and every time you move, it's very difficult to carry them. But I just take it everywhere and hang it inside every room that I've stayed in so far. It just gives me such a sense of, groundedness, It makes me feel
I think this is a perfect segue into the second half of today's topic.
Damn.
What makes a home?
People make a home.
Oh, hot take.
Yeah, that's where I come from. People make a home.
Yeah.
But if you're living by yourself, then memories make a home.
Yeah, time and memories. Time and memories. Do you prefer to live by yourself or with people?
I've thought about this. I like living with people, but having ample space of my own.
Pause, wait. like living with people but having it. Okay, yeah, cool, makes sense.
Like if I'm living in a house and I have my separate room and like my separate washroom or whatever, and I get along with those people, I do enjoy coming back to people.
Yeah.
As much as like just living by yourself also has its, that's also like a great feeling when I would just like go like do my own thing after work and didn't have to like answer anyone back when I was going home. I would just come back home and like pass out because I was so tired. That also has its like little charm.
Yeah.
And it works really well for some people. I know of a few people who just thrive living off by themselves.
Yeah.
So that's great. But I like when there's like people inside the house, but I have enough space to go, physical and mental, to be like, hey, like check out when I want to.
Yeah.
All of us, like I said, one of my houses I was staying in was just the perfect example. There were 3 of us, we would get along perfectly. All of us would just huddle in a little drawing room and like chit chat. But whenever you had like the comfort and just the liberty to be like, hey guys, I'm gonna check out, and then just peace out. I'd go inside my room and just hang by myself.
Yeah.
That's sounds so privileged when I say that, right? That's such a position of privilege.
Yeah.
Well, this, if anything, this pandemic has just made me realize how we should just be happy with what we have. Really.
We're tired, not retired, and privileged. Love that.
Yeah, because some people don't even have, when this thing came out, like people had to socially distance. Some people don't have the space to socially distance.
Yeah, for sure.
Some people don't have the space to quarantine. So just gonna be thankful. This sounds very privileged. But what do you think makes up a home, Sohail? Apart from memory.
To me, time. Time. And I think time and memories. Because... And I think over time you just end up doing little things to it over time that accumulate into it becoming yours. Whether it's this fancy little bookshelf behind you.
Love that.
Or it's just little things that just, it's all a cumulative experience. You feel me? Damn, big word. Accumulative experience. I'm very big on that in my life in general. So, I think for me it's time, little, just chipping away at it, and with little efforts here and there. And to me, I personally prefer to live alone.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
Yeah. I prefer to live alone. I don't really like people and stuff.
Yeah, but like, do you like people to help around, or do you like managing the entire house by yourself?
I guess it depends on how big the space is. Because I grew up without like house help, but when I moved to India, obviously having house help is like a major part of every household. Whether it's maids
to be clear, I didn't mean like house help. I mean like when more than one person is in charge of that shared space.
I prefer to manage things on my own.
Okay.
Yeah. Things happen a little bit slower as a result, and everything like that, but I feel more at peace when it's all on my shoulders. Yeah. Because then you only have yourself to blame.
Yeah.
Dark.
I mean, it's not dark. It's fair if that's something that you prefer. Like I remember we would every 6 months we would get deep cleaning done at our house, and it would just, it could only happen on a Sunday because that's the only day everyone was available at home, and it took like quite a while. It took almost like, just the majority of the day, it took like 7 hours. So we had to be home, or like someone had to be home, and during weekdays no one was. So, sometimes you just had to manage. If like I really had to be somewhere that Sunday, I could just be like, hey, I'm gonna go out and like check in with the other two. Can you please just do me a solid this time?
Yeah.
And that felt great, because the next time, sure, someone else might need me to like fill in for them, and I'd be happy to do that. But just that shared, it's great to be responsible for your own self. Like, I'm responsible for my own food, sure, that's fine. But if it's just the space, just the physical space, it feels quite nice to, have a little teamwork.
Yeah, true. True.
Yeah, well, or not. Have you ever done any things that you feel really helped you make a home? Like, if you move into a new house, what are the few things that you just instantly want to do to that house?
I do like a one room at a time strategy.
Okay.
So I work on one room, so I buy whatever I need for it, and then I move on to the next room.
Okay.
And that's the easiest way for me to deal with things. Even when I'm cleaning the house, I'll only clean one room a day.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'll do like a good job, and then I'll move on to the next room the next day or the next time I have time or whatever. So I have like a one room at a time approach. Just one step at a time, like I said before. That's just how my brain works.
Because that's not how I think at all. Because I'd just be like, okay, if I need something for one room and I need something for the other room, there's highly likely that the things that I need for both rooms might be available at one place.
Yeah.
So I would just strategize and be like, okay, now I'm gonna make this trip to like get my things.
Yeah. I could see that. That makes more sense in some ways.
I take like the tier 1, tier 2 approach. Like tier 1 is like the basic items that I need.
Yeah.
So if it's like, furniture, etc., things that are just really, really important. And then like tier 2 is like furnishings, etc. I'm also at this age where just like house shopping really excites me more than like clothes and shoes, Just love getting some nice crockery, Love buying myself some mugs, some little... I'm not there yet where I'm like bed sheets and pillows. Maybe in a couple of years.
Yeah.
I guess I'll be there. And I'm not into the whole like pots and pans kind of situation either. Maybe like in a few years, who knows. But yeah, I just love getting these crockery and like ceramics and little things for the house. It just excites me so much. Apart from the approach you follow, are there certain things you prefer getting?
No, not really.
Like, I like my house to have a lot of greenery. So I would definitely first thing is to like get plants for my house.
Nah. I just go based on like a need basis. But my thing is that I always buy like high quality products. So it takes like a lot longer for me to fill out a room because like things are more expensive. But yeah. I take like because I prefer to buy things that are gonna last a long time. Or also the reason I do one room at a time is also it helps me control the aesthetic of that room, which is very important to me.
Yeah, so he's a designer.
Yeah.
So that is really important.
Any final advice that you would like to give to our listeners as we package a nice bow on this episode?
Yeah, you could have different approach towards moving. This past year has clearly made a lot of us spend a lot more time at home than we would have predicted, really. So maybe the importance of home and a sense of home has really surfaced during this year. You could have different approaches, but just make a conscious effort to feeling a lot more at home if you aren't. And just be more appreciative of the home, I would say. We have completely different approaches to what we think a sense of home is.
Yeah.
But if you are someone who has just some anxiety for moving, or someone who rather really enjoys moving, just enjoy every phase as it comes.
Yeah.
If you're feeling happy about it, then it's great. If you're not, just realize that with time you'll grow into it.
Yeah.
And just really appreciate your sense of home. I do more so than this past year. I've been, like I said, I quite enjoyed my freedom and my time by myself, but this past year really made me appreciative of having my family around.
Yeah. Nice. I like that.
What would be your nice little parting words?
Just take it one step at a time, homie.
Yeah, if that works for you.
Yeah. And yeah, for me, the whole pandemic thing didn't really change much because I live a very quarantine lifestyle anyway.
No, you don't. Please. You are out and about for your errands and stuff. That has really gotten impacted.
Yeah, true. But socializing wise, very minimal, right? So yeah, but just take it one step at a time if that works for you. And just understand that everything is always a work in progress.
Alright then, well, this brings us to the end of this episode. Hope you guys who were listening or were watching took something away from it, or just heard something that resonated with you.
Yeah.
Or stick with you. That's the aim here.
Follow us on social media.
Yeah, there'll be links below on whatever platform you're watching.
Yeah, or listening.
Or listening. Alright then, when this is it from us. Is that it?
Yeah. And if you have any ideas for topics that you would like to hear about in the future, please let us know. And if we think it's interesting, we'll definitely talk about it.
Only if we think it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's a dictatorship.
Yeah.